So here is how to take a quiz in the ALEKS system. So when a quiz is due a certain day, it's going to give you a reminder. Will pop up over here, and it will tell you it's due right away. And it says to get started on my quiz, so I'm going to hit get started, and then I'm going to see the questions. So, and I can select what question I want to work on. So here, let's pick question 2. And so question 2 says that we're going to complete this table for part 1. So in the function here, this is the absolute value of 2 times x. So we're going to put in the value of x and then take the absolute value of it. So that means that I have g of x, and wherever I have an x, I'm going to put in -2. And so when I complete this, I'm going to get the absolute value of -4. And the absolute value symbols mean that I take the distance this number is from 0, and it's 4 units. So when you have a negative number in here, the absolute value will make it a positive. If you have a positive number in here, the absolute value will keep it a positive. So then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to fill this in. And so let's fill it in for every number that we see here. So our input's changing, and so then I'm going to put in 1 times 2, and then take the absolute value, and I'll fill that 2. So I will fill this chart in, and then I'm going to hit next part. So at the bottom of the page it says next part. And then it'll give me the second part. So here it says to graph. Now, it wants me to graph the function. So what I'm going to do is use the plot a point. And so I'm going to tell it where to draw the point. And so that's going to help me plot the points. Since I want to draw the function, I want to make sure that I plot at least 2 of those points. So I had the 1, and now let me do another one. I can pick any of those. So putting 2 of those points on there will help me so that when I draw the function, it will help me. I'm going to keep plotting because this one is not linear, so I want to make sure I draw everything that's there. I had -1, 2. I also had 0, 0. If it was linear, I could just plot 2 points, but this one is not linear because I'm taking the absolute value. So here are my points. And we kind of see this V shape. So I'm going to choose the ray, and I'm going to put 1 point there and the other point here. I'm going to choose the ray, the middle point here, and then I'm going to hit continue. Now, I'm going to continue on. Let me see. Now, also, I want to point out that at the top of the page, it will tell you how much time is remaining, so you can see that to see how long you have to finish this. And so this particular one has, let's see, quite a few questions. And so let's try one of these questions. I want to see if I can factor this. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to write it on paper or whiteboard. And I'm going to look, do I have a greatest common factor? I do. both of these numbers have a factor of 2 that can pull out. And when I do that, then I can say that, oh, both of these are perfect squares. So leave the 2 out front. And since they're perfect squares, this is a difference of 2 squares. Difference because it has the subtraction. So we call it a difference of squares. Take the square root of 9x squared. That's 3x. Place it here in your binomials. Take the square root of 4y squared. That's 2y. Place it here in your binomials. Put a plus sign on one of them and a minus sign on the other. So now I have my answer, and I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to type it out. And I can check this by using FOIL, multiplying this back out, first terms, outer terms, inner terms, and then last term, and making sure after I distribute the 2, it's going to go back to the original, and it would. Now I'm going to hit continue so that it saves that, and then I'm going to hit submit as assignment. So I left, if you leave any questions unanswered, maybe you skipped around, it's going to tell you before you hit submit. I left quite a few unanswered. Let me go back, and I'm going to put a wrong answer in here. Let me just make up an answer. I'm going to say that the answer here is 5. So now when I hit submit, I'll hit submit assignment, and then it tells me that I submitted it. I have 1 of 2 attempts remaining, and then I'm going to, at the bottom, it tells me quick retake. And so I'm going to go to quick retake, and I'm going to hit start. And so now the questions that I got right are going to be, have a green check mark. So I had 28 right. Now it doesn't show me what I had wrong until the final, but there was probably something wrong with number 2. Probably the way I graphed it. Maybe I didn't want the points on there. Maybe it just wanted the graph. So when you have something correct, it's going to show up here. And when you don't have it correct, it's going to allow you to retake it. So I have to retake all of them except 28.